And that's how I look at it. What makes him get more respect than me? You my next door neighbor, you know what I tell him? You got yours from your family. I got mine from the ground up, from hard work and dedication.
Floyd Mayweather is one of the greatest ever. He's a brilliant defensive fighter. His speed, his boxing savvy. He's just a savant. He's just something special. No question about it. But I got to look at the Sugar Ray Leonards of the world.
Floyd's way is safe. Not in a punk, but it's like the safe way, like nothing ain't gonna go wrong. But that's how he fight. That's his characteristic.
Floyd Mayweather erupts after StephenASmith questions his legacy and argues that Terence Crawford could defeat Floyd. Stephen A. maintains Mayweather is not the greatest boxer ever, despite his claim, and insists Sugar Ray Leonard was far greater. He also contends that Floyd's top victories happened at lightweight, while he struggled to dominate the bigger classes. Smith even downplayed the Canelo bout as unimpressive, igniting fury from Mayweather, who refuses to accept such harsh criticism.
Just about your skill set. It's who you do it against.
Your level of competition. Is it possible that he's so far beyond his level of competition that he made it look easy?
Well, I think he did as a lightweight. When he went up to the welterweight division, not so much. You know what I'm saying? Now, if
taking out Canelo the way he took out.
Well, he just gave him a boxing lesson, but Canelo was 22 years old. See, I remember
That's an excuse, though. I don't like this, like he's 22, he's too young.
I will tell you this. Well, you know, you do have to take that into consideration.
The guy had 100 fights.
Well, let me explain.
At 22.
You have to take that into consideration when boxing is the issue. Now, if he got knocked on his ass, that's different. But when he simply got schooled, when you swinging a punch and Floyd is tapping you on your shoulder saying, I'm behind you, that's a problem. You understand what I'm saying? That's just a skill, like, you know,
But we could credit Floyd with that.
Of course, I am crediting. I'm saying he's a brilliant boxer. You know, Floyd knew how to move before you even threw the damn punch. You see what I'm saying? You got to be a veteran to know how to overcome that. You can't put a novice into the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather. You understand? He's going to school you. What I'm saying to you is that if you want to make an argument on Floyd Money Mayweather's half, which I'm not summarily dismissing, I would tell you it's this. Floyd Money Mayweather was undefeated for the last half of his career with one hand. He constantly broke his hand. He constantly broke his hand.
Dawood Bey offered a thoughtful analysis comparing Floyd Mayweather with Terence Crawford after Crawford's dominant performance against Canelo Alvarez. He admitted that as a supporter, he leaned slightly toward Crawford in a potential showdown, but he emphasized that the comparison must remain fair. Crawford's victory over Canelo was a remarkable accomplishment, and many quickly argued it surpassed anything Floyd achieved. Yet Bey reminded audiences that Floyd had already beaten Canelo convincingly, doing so when Canelo was still developing as a fighter. He highlighted that ignoring Floyd's greatness while praising Crawford is misleading since both contributed something exceptional to boxing. For Bey, reality sits in the middle. Crawford rightly earns praise for handling Canelo so impressively, but Mayweather's mastery against him was equally legendary and must never be dismissed.
Bud goes about it a little bit better than Floyd in this sense. Floyd will when Floyd fought Canelo, he was standing right there. He wasn't running and all of that. He wasn't doing all of the stuff that they say, oh, runner, Mayweather's a runner. He wasn't doing that versus Canelo. He was right there. And I can't even really remember Canelo catching him like that, like with nothing. With Bud, I could remember Canelo catching Bud a couple times, but Bud gave him the, all right, put your foot out. What's up? Boxing turn, boxing turn, boxing turn. And was really standing there and giving it to him with another type of energy. The energy is more so all right, what's up? You can't beat me. Floyd energy be bop, bop, I'm better than you. You see what I'm saying? They don't really be respecting that all the time. They'll acknowledge it yo, I ain't gonna lie, he hard to catch. But they be nah, you didn't beat me up. Bud go about his fights in a way where as though the Mexican fan base gotta be I ain't gonna lie, Canelo, he hollered at you. He came at you too. He didn't just be better than you. He was better, and then he was all right, I'm gonna come at you. And I think they really respect that. Shit, I respect it. I don't think it's not, I think the less you get hit, the better. I'm always gonna take it that way. So, you know what I'm saying? As a boxing fan, the kind of boxing fan that I am, I would have linked towards Floyd's performance But Bud's performance was like, if I'm a casual fan, I'd rather watch the way Bud do it.
Trainer Boozy Ennis spoke passionately about Terence Crawford's position within the sport. He addressed critics who questioned Crawford's record, stating that Crawford has shown repeatedly that he belongs among the greatest of his time and emphasized his willingness to take risks regardless of opponent, noting that Crawford never shied away from dangerous challenges. To him, Crawford excels most when risk is highest, and that quality separates him from many fighters of his generation. By constantly testing himself against top opposition, Crawford secured his place among boxing's elite. He insisted that people must stop trying to dismiss Crawford's legacy and instead acknowledge that very few in history have been equally versatile, courageous and accomplished as he remains.
He could have got the stoppage. He'll tell you that if he had to sit down a little bit more. But I tell you, Terence can fight and he can box. And he can fight. He'll fight this side. He take chances, man. You know what I mean? And that's how you be great, man. And he one of the greatest out there now. I think he's great. I think he's the best out there right now in that division. You know what I mean?
What's left?
For Terence?
Yeah.
If I was Terence, I would retire. That's what I would do. He did everything, man. He done everything, man. You know what I mean? So look how many titles he don't want. All that stuff, you know what I mean? I think I'll go off one in the sunset, man. You know what I mean? You don't need no more money. You know what I mean?
Crawford's longtime coach, Brian Bomac McIntyre, believes his fighter still has several great moments ahead. According to him, Crawford may fight 2 or 3 more times before considering retirement. He mentioned the possibility of moving up to 160 pounds, explaining that the leap is not only about winning titles, but also about strengthening a legacy already Hall of Fame worthy. Bomac emphasized that Crawford has already secured his place in boxing history through groundbreaking triumphs and becoming undisputed across multiple divisions. Still, the thought of capturing more belts in higher classes excites both his camp and supporters. He insisted that Crawford no longer seeks validation. Rather, he is reinforcing his standing among the all-time greats, giving himself challenges that only legendary boxers dare to face.
The second time. They can't take it away from him neither.
Does this one mean more to you than the other ones?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It gives us the opportunity as a team to go into the Hall of Fame. Instead of a fighter going in there, instead of a coach going in there, it gives us a better chance to go in there as a team.
Well, congrats on that. I know that means a lot to you and the team.
Definitely that.
You know, I asked Bud this after the fight 2 weeks ago. Would he consider this his signature win? He said, yeah, one of them. Do you think that was his signature win of his career?
Well, the last fight?
Yeah, the Canelo one.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was the underdog. Everybody thought that, you know, he was going to get beat.
What's up?
That he was going to get beat. Surprising.
So what's next for Bud? What do you want to see him do?
I just want to see him, you know, spend time with his family because, you know, training for a fight, you be gone a long time. You're going away from your family. And it could take a toll on you after a while. So,
as his trainer, do you feel like he should just sail off into the sunset after this monumental
well,
win?
You know what? They made it look so easy. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Shit, got 2, 3 more in him and shit. You know what I'm saying? Training camp will try harder. You know what I'm saying?
Timothy Bradley shared sincere thoughts on Terence Crawford's impact. He explained that younger fighters often deal with doubt, particularly when critics attempt to undermine their growth. Crawford, however, proved exactly what persistence and determination can bring. Despite the uncertainty surrounding him during the beginning of his career, Crawford consistently silenced critics through his performances inside the ring. Bradley highlighted how Crawford became a true source of motivation for the next generation by achieving what most assumed was unrealistic, becoming a multiple-time undisputed champion across different weight divisions. For Bradley, Crawford symbolizes far more than victories. He embodies belief, bravery, and proof that dedication can conquer doubt. Rising fighters now view Crawford not merely as a champion, but as a model who represents the essence of refusing to quit.
Man, you have become. You're a true inspiration to the youth, man. Anybody that's troubled, any troubled kid out there, man, they can look at you and say, hey, man, I got a fighting chance. to get myself out the situation. All I got to do is make that choice. That's what you did, Crawford. You made that choice, man. You made that choice to change, bro. You know, you saw going down, man, years ago, man, in 2008, man, when that bullet came through that window, you knew you had to do something or you'll end up 6 feet under, bro. You know, so that courage that you had, man, and that will that you had and that mindset to change, man, and the gym, you know, grooming you and turning you into a man, because that's what boxing does. See, people don't understand, man, that boxing is more than just throwing punches. You know, boxing teaches you discipline. You know, it teaches you love for people, love for others, man. You know, working together. You know, you're there constantly every single day, man. You know, spending time there perfecting a craft, man. Perfecting yourself, understanding yourself, learning more about yourself each and every single day. You push it inside the gym. You know, boxing is more than just throwing punches, man. You know.
Floyd Mayweather's story went far beyond boxing itself. As Oladipo explained, he crafted two distinct personas, Pretty Boy Floyd and Money Mayweather, both of which captivated the public's attention. Early in his journey, Pretty Boy Floyd was a daring risk-taker who delivered spectacular knockouts. Later, Money Mayweather appeared as the ultimate strategist who perfected defense and transformed every bout into a worldwide spectacle. His pay-per-view dominance and marketing brilliance made him an attraction beyond the ring. Oladipo credited Mayweather's genius not only inside competition, but also outside, noting that he built a blueprint modern fighters still aim to follow. By fusing skill with entertainment, Floyd became far more than a boxer. He rose into a cultural icon and the designer of boxing's modern financial era.
I'm sorry. He's a genius. He is a fucking... You know, when I get bored with today's crop of boxers, and Terence, to be fair, has kind of helped me out of my boredom, but sometimes I just go on YouTube and I watch the 24/7s and then I watch the fight. I'm not joking. I watch the whole fucking episodes and then I watch the fight. And my guy is a genius. A genius. There will always be an argument, oh, you should have fought that person then. And I get it. I get it. Right? It's kind of the argument you can't throw at Muhammad Ali, right? You could throw that argument at Floyd. But dude, unbeaten is unbeaten. Unbeaten is unbeaten. Multi-weight world champion is multi-weight world champion. Do you know what I mean? I've never seen a boxer so like, I'm going to work you out, and then when I work you out, you're done. Shall I repeat that? I'm going to work you out, and when I work you out, you're done. And Floyd had this thing where first 2 rounds, you think, oh shit, man, this guy's in this fight, and then he works you out. And then he works you out. Pretty Boy Floyd was better than Money, but Money Floyd had obviously the fights, right?